All right. Now that you know why you're going to be making disciples, what in the world are you going to say to people? What is it that you're going to be offering to people? And I'm going to show you two things. So let's just write at the top here. What offering? In other words, what are you offering to people when you go talk to them? And I'm going to show you two things, okay? So the first one, let's just write your story. Okay? And then let's go down, I don't know, about halfway down the page, and we'll just draw a line across the middle because we're going to put two things on this one. And so your story begins with a phrase something like this. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, but this just gives you an idea of where to start. There was a time in my life when, so just write that out on your piece of paper there, would you? There was a time in my life when, and then I want you to write before. Notice how bad your writing can be. It's okay. Before Jesus, and then the word after. Okay, so under before, I want you to draw two straight lines. Under Jesus, I want you to draw a cross, pretty basic. And then under after, I want you to draw two straight lines. And then at the bottom, you write, have you had an experience like that? It's pretty simple. So the purpose of telling your story is not to tell your whole story. It's a way in like 15 to 16 seconds that you can easily share your story with someone else. And so here's what it might look like. So before, I want you to write two adjectives or brief descriptions of what your life was like before you met Jesus. Then you're going to talk about briefly how you met Jesus. And then you're going to talk about what your life is like after you've met Jesus. And then you're going to ask them the simple question, have you had an experience like that? Because you want to hear their story. So my story would go something like this. There was a time in my life when my goal was the American dream, nice house, nice cars, nice bank account, a wife, 2.3 kids, the average American dream. But it wasn't long before I was into pursuing that, and I realized there's got to be more to life than this. This has no meaning at all. My life had no meaning and no purpose. And through a series of circumstances, I'd been reading the Bible and found that I had a problem between myself and God. The only solution to the problem seemed to be Jesus, so I surrendered my life to Jesus and put all my faith in Him that He could make me right with God. And since then, I've been on a crazy adventure with God. I can't say it's always been smooth sailing, but I'm living for a purpose bigger than myself. Have you had an experience something like that? You see how easy it is? And so now what I want you to do is to fill in two adjectives that would describe, or brief descriptions that would describe your life before you met Jesus, two adjectives that would describe your life after you met Jesus, and then we're going to have a chance to practice you telling me your story.